Welcome back to the MoneySauce podcast, PHL pod number 12, week 14. We're
14,
back
that's right.
again. Lucky number 14? I don't know. No.
Just
Okay.
14. A fortnight.
Just
A fort week?
sure. Something like that. We're back. We're talking hockey. We're talking PHL hockey. And as always, we have some breaking-ish news. This week, the NHL announced that our friends in Buffalo will get to host the 2026 NHL draft. So this will be the fourth time that the city of Buffalo gets to host the NHL draft. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but last year they started with the decentralized format.
Oh, yeah,
So
it's
this
dumb. We'll save that for another show.
so yeah, the Buffaloes held the draft in 91, 98, 2016, and this will be the fourth time. They're going to host it right there at the KeyBank Center where the Sabres play. And
How do they determine who gets the draft? Do you know?
I'm assuming that it's just random.
Just random. Whoever tickles Gary's fancy gets the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that there's any formal process other than saying maybe we'd like to, and then Gary chooses.
Interesting. I thought wasn't it tied to the All-Star game, or was it just that in Toronto that did that?
Yeah, I know for a while. Okay, I don't know for a fact. What I will say, I remember a few instances where, yeah, the NHL. I think Montreal had the same scenario, but that was also Montreal's like 100th anniversary or whatever it was. So I think
Right.
everything was in Montreal that year. So I don't think that it's necessarily has to be the same city as the All-Star game, but it has definitely happened in the past. You're right to say that. So, um, I wonder personally, like, I believe they sell tickets for the draft so that people can go, see the first round of the draft and see the, star or uh, prospects get picked and all that kind of stuff. But I can't imagine that sells a lot of tickets. Like last year, it was in LA, and they had it at that Peacock Theater, which is that small venue kind of across the road from whatever it's called now. It's not the Staples Center anymore. I guess it's the Crypto.com Arena or whatever.
Okay.
Um, but I can't imagine this is a huge hot ticket that you want to go and sit there and wait for NHL GMs now who are back at home in the war room, I guess, kind of like the NFL, um, making picks that get announced in the stadium that you're in.
Hmm.
So, anyways, good for Buffalo.
Yeah. Any attention that city can get, at least their hockey team, that's positive. I'm all for it. Go get
Yep.
them, guys. You knuckleheads.
Speaking of uh, teams that we've talked about on the podcast before,
I feel like,
and
wait, before we move on, I feel like the Buffalo Sabres have become the podcast's favorite team.
yeah, and I will admit that maybe I've forced that a little bit, but I just, as you know, as I've said before, I have this love for the Sabres that I just want to see them do well. It's been so long. They have a nice little arena there, passionate fan base, the things I've said before.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess let's make it official. The Buffalo Sabres, the official team of the Money Sauce podcast.
I love it.
Go Sabres. Big night the other night for Ilya Sorkin over in the New York Islanders. Um, the Islanders won by a score of 9-0 over the New Jersey Devils, and he stopped 44 shots in that effort for his 26th career shutout, making him the all-time shutout leader for the New York Islanders franchise.
Oh, the franchise.
for the
Okay.
franchise. Yes. The list is right here. Ilya Sorkin, 26. Glenn Reich with 25. In third is Billy Smith at 22. And then we drop down in fourth to Rick DiPietro with 16. And he's tied with 7 Varlamov, who obviously didn't stick around on the island. So, you know, didn't get as much time to catch up to those other guys.
But
But
still tied Rick DiPietro.
yeah, who, what a story that guy was, eh?
And
First
we need to do
overall.
segments on like failed superstars.
Well, he's a candidate for that. That's for sure. A top draft pick. Never really panned out how everyone thought he was. What did he sign? Like a 10-year contract.
I thought he signed one of those like cap circumvention deals. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he was even before the cap was in place. Maybe not though. Maybe that's some research we have to do for another episode though.
Yeah, we're getting
That
sidetracked here. Well, good
yeah,
on you, Ilya.
yeah, nice little note there. And the next note is something we've been talking about a little bit too. The Olympics are coming to Italy, and there's been lots of talk about the Olympic arena. Will it be ready on time? Why is the ice surface smaller than an NHL size rink, etc., etc.? Well, over the past weekend, they put the ice in the arena, and they had some test games with some of the local teams. As you can see, they're all advertised up here. And in a joint statement by the NHL and the NHLPA, they are satisfied with the trial run that happened over the weekend. The arena is not ready to go yet. Not all the seats have been installed. Not all the locker rooms are completed, but the ice is playable. There were,
Guys, we need a press conference right now to tell everybody how not awful this ice is. Really?
yeah,
Well, I hope it works out. The size of it is going to be interesting because even like the transition from talking to a friend of mine who played pro hockey, the transition from the NHL to the international rank is a big difference.
sure.
So now that's even smaller. It'll be interesting to see who that favors. And you got to think it's going to favor North America, who plays a more physical style and doesn't necessarily need all the open ice for skill stuff.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that assessment, but we'll see. Um, of note, when the test games were going on, I had read that there was a pause in the action with one of the games because there was a little chunk of ice that came out and they had to patch up that hole. But
They used a
we've
watering can.
yeah. But other than that, it seems like the ice is ready to go. And I believe the quote here we go. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said the test events went okay from the reports he received. And he said there's still challenges because the building is still under construction and the ice is new, which is fair. The ice is
Sure.
brand new and it could probably use a couple days of just sitting there conditioning. But so he said we've been assured that, or we expect that everything that needs to be done on a timely manner will get done. But then he kind of backtracked a little bit and said, it's not our event, we're guests, but we've offered to help and consult and advise what they feel would be appropriate, and any help needed for the ice because obviously the NHL has the expertise in that area. So um, We'll see. It sounds to me like they're saying, okay, look, good enough. We're not going to pull out of the Olympics, but you guys still need to get your stuff together.
Could you imagine the poop storm if they pulled out of the Olympics?
Oh, yeah, it would
That'd
be,
be crazy.
yeah. The,
I love
the Olympics
basketball
are
though.
set up that the men's ice hockey final is the final event. And if they pulled the NHL players out of that event, yeah, that would be something.
Well, it's a big deal.
It is, it is. Um, so
If they can do an outdoor game in Florida, they can figure this out.
they go, yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Speaking of outdoor games, also announced, as the announcements just keep coming with the NHL this week, the Utah Mammoth are set to host the 2027 Winter Classic. So the game will be held at the University of Utah's football stadium. As you can kind of see in the background, it's kind of set with a nice mountainous background there. And the Utah Mammoth will be hosting the Colorado Avalanche.
Nice. That'll be fun.
I think it'll
Good for
be
them.
a cool little, well, little is not the right word because college football stadiums are not little, but a cool backdrop. And as is always the case with these kind of things, there's going to be some unique uniforms for the event that I can't wait to see what they come up with. The the Mammoth are obviously a new team if you believe that they're an expansion team and not a continuation of the original Winnipeg Jets slash Arizona Coyotes. Um, and Utah isn't exactly a state with a super rich hockey history. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what they draw from to come up with those special uniforms when the game happens.
They're basically just throwing on their home jersey. Like, guys, it's a throwback.
They're going to throw back to the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah, the Utah hockey, right? Sponsored
Oh,
by Yeti.
that's right. Yeah, but not named
Not
Yeti.
named. Um, that would be cool if they did a Jets thing. Confusing because you're trying to start this team in the market. But even
Hmm.
if they just did like a Utah, they probably wouldn't even have like the rights to use their color scheme or even old logo.
Yeah, no, because the
No,
current
so
Jets,
the current
which are
Jets.
actually the former Thrashers, now get to use all those marks and colors and logos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure you could still do the colors. The colors they don't seem to care at all with these things.
right.
So long as there's like an off white, everyone's fine.
Yeah, right. um, we'll see. Maybe they'll wear colors of the university team. Who knows? The Utah Utes.
Is that actually what they're called?
That's actually what they're called. Yeah.
Interesting.
We we had a trade this week again.
Ooh, trade news.
Trade
Spicy, spicy
news.
trade news. Was Peter involved?
Peter was involved. Are you surprised?
No.
So he
I
got
didn't even
involved.
see this. Sneaky, sneaky.
It was sneaky because the trade went through on Saturday. So I think a lot of people kind of missed the notification being busy with their weekends and stuff. But Pete obtained Claude Giroux from Ottawa and a seventh round pick from Colin for Nikolai Ehlers and a 10th round pick.
Huh.
Yeah. Pick upgrade again for Pete. Nikolai Ehlers
Great get for Colin.
yeah, 11 goals, 23 assists. And Giroux is 9 goals and 23 assists. So not a huge difference in even the ranking. Giroux 155, Ehlers 122. So not a huge difference. Both are left and right wing eligible, but a nice little for Pete, who seems to be trying to just up all his picks
Yeah,
to
well,
higher
Ehlers will
rounds.
play has more upside, playing on a
For
better
sure.
line and better team,
Hmm.
and giving up a seventh round pick is nothing.
Yeah, I don't think that's a huge sacrifice by Colin at all. I think it works.
He offered me
Nice.
Nick Ehlers in a trade last week, but it did not involve me giving up a seventh round pick.
Hmm.
I think he wanted my
Well,
first, second, and third. So a shrewd
just a
negotiator when he wants to be. Just kidding, Pete. I love you.
Ehlers is now on his third PHL team of the year, drafted by Garrett Newstrad, traded to Pete, and then now traded to Colin.
Pete's 3 moves ahead on people.
Yeah, he's
Three
always
trades
moving.
ahead for sure.
Yeah. Now, there was a move that happened this week that we have to address. And I want to say before we even start looking at it, Ty, we're not trying to pick on you. But Ty, we got to pick on you, man. Earlier this week, yesterday, uh, in a flurry of um, waiver transactions from Ty, he dropped Alexander Weinsberg from San Jose. Now, the reason this kind of raised an eyebrow is he is currently ranked 91st overall and has 52 fantasy points on the season. 50 points is nothing to turn your nose up at. Um, to Ty's credit, let's say I'll just quickly click the add button here and Yahoo will tell us the transaction trends with this player is 97 adds and 730 drops. Um,
I guess he was starting a trend.
I guess I'm quite confused as to why this player is getting dropped
I
en
think San Jose
masse.
only has 2 games this week, so if you wanted to drop someone to stream someone else, um, I guess that's the guy people are dropping when they're dropping somebody, like in the leagues where there's like 3 guys. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
It's not like he's being dropped by thousands of teams, but like, yeah, strange move from my perspective. I mean, 91, current rank 91. So the way I look at things, I'm gonna tip my hand a little bit here. We have 12 teams in the league, 7
Yep.
keepers. So technically, theoretically, the top 84 ranked people would be your keepers, not accounting for like position and stuff like that.
Sure, makes
It's like a
sense.
good barometer.
Mm,
So 91, with lots of the season left to go, that's a bubble keeper. You know,
as of today,
if you want
yeah,
to factor
absolutely.
in position, maybe not at center, but still as like a second line center, you know, that's a first round pick.
Yeah, absolutely, that is.
Um, so a strange move, but I'm just getting word here. What? Well, this is weird. We're gonna go live to the Tyler Bay Lightning.
Let's address the elephant in the room. This is the matchup of the week. All the eyes of the league are on me and Paul. We're both 8-6, and only one of us is leaving this week as a winner. The name on the glass is the Tyler Bay Lightning legacy. not the San Jose Sharks fan club. I appreciate Wenberg's little hot streak, but frankly, I can't have a random waiver guy from San Jose overshadowing actual superstars like Nikita and Andre. It's bad for the brand. So I made a business decision to bring in Charles Edward, an actual Lightning prospect, and Corey Perry, a former Bolt who knows what it takes to win. Stats from last week don't win matchups this week. While you're looking at last week's stats, I'm looking at the cold hard math. I traded 20 minutes of ice time for 60 plus minutes of Corey Perry. I'm not collecting trading cards. I'm chasing another championship. Watch the scoreboard on Sunday for the true rebuttal. Sentimentality is for losers.
Well, that was
Wow.
that was our first press conference, I guess.
Amazing.
Amazing. What
Just,
can you
wow.
say?
I mean, aside from Corey Perry being a winner, I think he's lost what? He's 0 for 5 in Stanley Cups, isn't he? He won with Anaheim?
Oh man, yes, and then it was an incredible slow streak after that. I'm not sure if it's 5 or less, but
It's at least 4. He's been in 4 finals where he hasn't won. And he was like back to back or something silly.
something silly like that, yeah. But he did win this cup in 2007 with the Ducks, yes. And from
So he
there
did
on,
win.
he did win.
But wow. What a
Not as
passionate press conference.
not,
I've never
yeah.
seen my brother so worked up. He was ready to tear his shirt off and start flexing.
It's really unfortunate that he didn't.
Yeah.
Would have popped a rating. Anyways, um, the Yahoo matchup of the week from this past week of week 14 was Rick and Marcel. And Rick scored 73.6 points. Marcel with a 63 even. So big win there for Rick.
Yeah, fighting his way back up the standings.
Absolutely. Thomas Hurdle, 12.8 points. Player of the week for Rick.
Big
Nice,
week. Thomas
nice.
Ertl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Showing once again that once you go to Vegas, everything's better. That team just keeps grabbing players and
He's been there
making
for a
them.
while, hasn't he? What is this his first year there?
I think it's his first full year. I think he was traded partway through the year last year.
Yeah, okay.
Spent a lot of time with San Jose, right?
A lot of time, yeah.
On Marcel's side of things, it was Leon Draisaitl with a 6.5. Yeah, that's Draisaitl's 4th time this season being the player of the week for Marcel, so he leads the pack for Marcel's team for sure. On that note, yeah, just not Marcel's best week. Sorry, Marcel. I will wait for your next gift, giving me one of these. Next up, we had Dave and Paul. And Dave had a massive week this week. 101 points.
Is this our first 100-point week
of the season? Yep.
Wow.
Going even back to before we started doing the podcast for this season. I did not go back to previous seasons to check, but there's
been another 100-point weeks, but this is definitely the first of this year.
This is definitely the first this year. Huge win for Dave.
Wow.
Big upset against Paul, who scored 55.7. For Dave, the player of the week was in net, Utah's Karel Vejmelka. I think that's how you say it. 10 points even. He's been around the league this season, actually.
He's been up and down the waiver wire a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess Dave gave him the chance recently, and he's
Timing
been
is
thankful.
everything.
He's been very thankful for that.
But even without that, that would be put Dave at 91, which is still a monster.
Monster. John Carlson at 8.1.
John Carlson, my boy. He was my franchise D until last year. He deserves that.
Evan
Good job,
Bouchard
Johnny.
with an 8.4. At OV with an 8.7. So you had a lot of players, you know, having good weeks that probably any other week would have been player of the week candidates for him. On Paul's side of things, Mark Stone had a huge week, 13.4.
But that was it.
But unfortunately, yeah, his teammates weren't with him there. Big upset there this week. Congrats to Dave on that one. Next up was the matchup that I said was the matchup of the week. The Tyler Bay Lightning and the Hughes World Order. What happened?
Injuries happen. Shesterkin, down.
Uh,
Konechny, down.
no, you're not going to
We'll
say
scroll
it.
through my team. You can see what happened.
You're not
Dawson
going to say
Mercer,
it.
a ghost.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I
Well,
see where you're going with this. Yeah, so
yeah,
Dustin Wolf, the Wolf Man. I call him the Big Four. Because every game he played for me this week, he let in 4 goals.
and a minus 1.5 on the week, which, to be honest with you, when I looked at it, I expected worse.
I did
So,
too.
yeah,
The thing is they're playing him so much that he just can't keep up. He had an
yeah,
incredible December. Um,
there was
and they're giving him no help. Like,
even the Yahoo like notes, heavy workload catching up to him. So,
yeah.
you know,
Which in this, like, that's usually good for a goalie, but not if he's half dead. So he's off
exactly.
the team again, and I'm going back to my goalie from last year. Still available on the waiver wires. Joseph Wool.
You
Let's go,
go.
buddy.
Having a quick recap of this matchup though, 52.7 for you and 75 even for Ty. And guess who was Ty's player of the week?
The former, the president of the San Jose fan club, Alexander Wenberg.
Yeah, 9.1 points on your
He's
side of
available,
thing
gentlemen. Get on that waiver claim.
was Jake Sanderson on your end of things with a 6.9.
You're not great. Overall, my defense had a pretty good week, though.
It's just your forwards decided not to really show up unless their name is Jared McCann.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great waiver wire pickup from last week. Yeah, just to get off week. You know, Dave
we
took
all,
all the points from everybody.
yeah, that was it, right?
The point hog.
Next up, myself and Captain. Tight one here, but yeah, Dave took all the points. Neither of us met our projections this week. I squeaked by 58.7 to 57.7, exactly 1 point. Um, on my side of things, Jack Eichel was the player of the week, 7.6 points. On Captain's side of things, for the second time this year, Dylan Larkin with a 6.5 as the player of the week. I was very happy that Connor Bedard came back for a game or two and then got the flu and now he's gone again. So,
Dang it. That means Burakovsky's not going to get many points this week. Ah, well.
yeah, I squeaked by and that's about all we can really say about that
So
game.
what was the difference? Let's look at the goaltending. Go back. I'm not ready to move on.
All right.
Just hit
Let's
the
look at
back button, silly goose.
it's a different tab.
Oh,
Anyways,
you know the tab.
yeah. Come on. Load. Looking at the goaltending. Not a great
Woof.
week for either of us, to be honest.
But like
My,
Hellebuck needs to perform. Like if he has one win, oh, he did have one win.
he
He
did,
let in
yeah.
11 goals.
Yeah, he sure did.
So like one less goal, and Paul wins the week, or something close to that.
Yeah.
So it's goaltending's letting him down. Not that yours was great, but still, you expect
Mine
more
was.
from Hellebuck.
Yeah, but Winnipeg's just not doing well this year, and
What's happening on Winnipeg? Like what?
I
What
don't
happened?
understand. Like Mark Sheffley's having like a career year. They were, didn't they win the President's Trophy last year? They
I think
definitely
you're
were
right.
first in the conference if they didn't win the President's Trophy, and now it's just like, nope. I have a friend. He works ticket sales for the Jets. Maybe I should give him a call and say, "What the hell's going on, man?"
Poor guy.
Pretty easy gig. Not hard to sell tickets in Winnipeg, right?
Really? I've heard otherwise.
Well, yeah, now that they're not playing well, of course, but the first, what, how long have they been there now? The first,
When did they come back? 2016? Has it been no longer than that?
was their
2011.
I guess 2011, 2012 would have been their first season.
With Bufflin. Ah, Bufflin. A cornerstone of the championship team, the Giants Chufflin. Back in the ESPN era.
Yeah, those were different times
We had a trophy
for everything.
that I tried drinking out of at the cottage, but it leaked at the bottom because it wasn't meant to be a cup.
Yeah. That I still don't know where that trophy went.
To the bottom of the Rideau Canal.
I guess so. Anyways, moving on, we have Colin and Garrett up next, and Colin scored 54.2 points, Garrett 78.1 points. Colin actually had a tie for Player of the Week with Nathan McKinnon, 5.8. And that would be Nathan McKinnon's third time getting that honor for Colin. And Alex Touche with a 5.8 as
Sorry,
well.
what?
It's 5.8 as well.
No, the name.
Alex Touche? Is that Took? I don't
Oh,
know how to say it. I don't
I
know
know.
how
I
to
was
say it.
like, Alex Tush.
Sure.
I think it's two. I
Tushy?
don't even know now. Now I'm second
Is
guessing myself. It's not
it?
Touche. I think it's Tuck. Tuck. Touch.
Well, this is the second time he's touched Player of the Week status
Ooh.
for
Right on the
Colin.
touche.
So that's right. So two of Colin's, I guess, key players there, stepping up this week, but not getting the win. On Garrett's side of things, Ilya Sorkin, 11.3. That shutout, that record-breaking shutout, helped him have a pretty good week. And,
Shoutouts are nice to have.
absolutely.
It's a big boost in points.
And finally, we have Pete and Dan. Pete with a 43.9 on the week.
Some big
And
discrepancies this week.
yeah.
Was yours the only close one?
It was. I was just going to say.
Like
And
a 30-point difference isn't the norm.
no, absolutely not. I think somewhere in the teens area is normal without doing some research on that, but yeah, I don't know what was going on this week. And it wasn't necessarily like if you look at Dave and Paul or Rick and Marcel, it wasn't necessarily the higher rated teams just rolling over lower
Not at all.
rated teams. Like it was actually the other
It
way
was the
around.
opposite.
So an interesting week from that standpoint. Um, Matty Burns on Pete's side of
Ooh.
things, 7.8 for the player of the week. And Dan, John Gibson, 13.2. Big week there.
Wow.
Yeah.
3
Making
wins.
making up for Markstrom's minus 5.7
Ooh.
and then some. So good week for Dan. And of course, that brings us to having a quick overview of the standings here. So, despite the loss, Marcel remains first overall with a 10-4 record. I picked up the win and barely, but I got it and slid into sole possession of second place with my 9-5 record. Paul, yourself, and Ty are at 8-6, fighting for the third place spot. Garrett, Rick, and Colin are 7-7, fighting for the sixth place spot. Dave with the win is at 6-8 and in ninth, so fighting for his playoff life there. Dan is also at 6-8, so he's fighting with Dave, and then Captain and Peter at the bottom there with a 4-10 record.
I mean, again, it's so close. Like 10th place is 2 wins out of third.
Yeah, in fact, I was talking to Dave yesterday and he said, oh, time to pack it in. I said, why? Like 2 more wins and you're right in the thick of things. So, um, looking at if the playoffs were to start today, we would have
Oh, I don't like
Marcel
that matchup.
and Colin. Yeah, I
That's
don't like
fine. I don't like the other matchup.
you get the rematch of this past week
Yeah, I don't like that
with
at all.
Ty. That would be a fun one to watch.
You can't have the good like. Yeah.
You can, you can. I and I hope we will.
I don't want that matchup at all.
Paul would face Garrett Neustrad, and I would get Rick. Now, see, there's a matchup I don't want because I think Rick is sneakily good, and yeah, I don't really. There's other teams I'd rather play than him. So, um, yeah, that's what the playoffs would look like if we started this week, but we still have a few weeks left. Looking at the schedule here, I think we had a look at this quickly last week, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games after the current week. So we
So
still
6 games.
we're in, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're underway on the sixth game. Yeah. Um, Again, I know we kind of touched on this last week, but nobody's officially eliminated. Nothing's officially lined up and anything like that. So this is going to come down to the last couple weeks of the season for positioning and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, what's the
Like it's,
playoff spot? 8th place.
yeah,
Yeah. No, everyone's still in
I,
it. Even Paul
everyone's,
and Peter
yep,
can sneak into the playoffs.
absolutely. Yeah, and I don't think they're going to rise to the top of the league, but they definitely got a good chance to string together a couple wins and sneak into the playoffs. So it's from that standpoint, it's been a pretty close season, which is nice to see. A little bit of parity going on there. Let's just refresh this and have a look at what's going on in our current matchups. Um, right now, I'm at 22.3 and Dan is at 17.7. Yeah, who likes me to get 61.25 on the week, and it says 22.74 for Dan. I think Dan's doing the
He
tie
might not have set
method.
his team yet. He might be asleep.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might
But
be
even
it.
that's really low. Unless he has everyone benched.
Let's have a look because I think that's got to be the case for that being that low,
Of
right?
course, it's the glitch. Dan's been the recipient of a few glitches.
He sure has. Yeah, it's got to be a glitch.
So.
There's no way that a team that already has 17 points is only going to score 22 points for the rest of the week.
It'll be
There's
a big
no.
surprise.
So you've got Colin, and Colin currently has 18.6 points, while you have 20.3. Yeah, who likes Colin to get 55 and you to get 68? We've got Pete and Marcel facing off. Pete at 17.2 and Marcel at 20.1 right now. Yeah, who likes Marcel to get 71 points and Pete to get 49? Close one here between Rick and Garrett. It's 22 even for Rick, 21.4 for Garrett. Yeah, who thinks Rick is going to grab 63 points while Garrett's going to get 58? Dave is facing off against Captain, and it's a close one right now, 16.7 for Dave and 16 even for Captain. Yeah, who thinks that Dave's going to get 67 and Captain's going to get 50? And in the Yahoo matchup of the week, as Ty notified us in his little press conference there, uh, it is currently 28.6 for Paul and 31.5 for Ty.
That's
This one,
crazy.
that's what I'm laughing.
These guys are.
They're going off.
It's day 2 of the week, and
Yeah, they're
they're already
battling it out.
significantly higher than the rest of the league.
Yeah, and look at these projected scores: 82 for Paul and 79 for Ty. Let's have a quick
Can be
look
tight.
at what's going on here because we want totals. Something significant had to happen. So Travis 3, 3, 3. Look at this on Ty's side. 3, 2. Whoops, sorry about that. 3 from Vasilevsky, 3 from Ottinger, almost 3 from Gunzel, 3 from Verhage, 5 from Connor McDavid. So, yeah, off to a good start for it being Tuesday night.
Yeah, I dare say.
And yeah, that's where we stand as week 15 rolls along. We'll continue to watch and oh, we didn't choose our matchups of the week.
I couldn't possibly contend with my brother's assessment for fear of having a promo directed my way.
um, I have to agree. Both teams are 8-6. One is going to.
One is
One
jumping
has
up
to
to
win.
9-5.
Yeah. So there's going to be a little bit of a shift in the standings, regardless of the outcome of this game. Um, yeah.
Whole second half has been really lackluster because he seemed like he was running away with things for a while.
Yeah. Something else that actually I noted when talking to Dave yesterday, his team's points for. Sorry.
Yeah, I was third, and now I'm
Nine-
like sixth in points for. Three people have leapfrogged me.
924. He's scored more points than I have. He's scored more points than you have. He's scored more points than Ty.
Which is the challenge for week to week, right? Like managing the schedules.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and that's what I was saying to him. It's all matchup luck, right? Now, 100 points last week, you take that off, and he's at 824.
Oh yeah, you take
and
like
that,
maybe 40 off or whatever he was projected, 30,
yeah.
and he's back down to what 880.
Mhm. But still, just interesting to note that, and because to your point on Paul's side of things, 991, it's still leading the league.
Yeah.
So, he's, last week he had a bad week, no doubt about that, and that was some bad luck and all that. But
I'm noticing now Peter has used all 30 of his moves.
yeah, and that's probably why trades are so important for him at this stage of the game.
Got to get those draft picks for next year.
Yeah. The moves are something I've been watching as well. I'm up to 18 now, but there's been so many moves needed because of players going off and on the IR.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely something that you have to stay mindful of. But if you want to stay competitive in the season too, you've got to make those moves to fill those gaps while those guys go on the IR. And with that said, that is week 14 in the books, week 15 underway. So we'll reconvene next week.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks.
See everybody. Good luck to everyone except Colin.
Sounds good. Have a good week.
Just kidding, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
The Money Sauce Podcast with your